Hey guys, True Zombie Slayers here, and as you probably can see right through there, I started making something else, and you'll know by the title, obviously. But a couple new updates. This is where the end of the piston will be, and where the spring will go on the back. Spring will go on the back of that. There's no light going down there. I can't show y'all, or can I? Yeah, that's pretty much all I can show there, but right here is really shallow. You can see the edge of it. But yeah, this is the top part where the end of the gas piston is, and where the recoil spring goes in, and in between the middle here will be obviously the rest of the carrier. And then this, my rear trunnion, I have to layer that up over here so I can actually hold my recoil spring piece. Also still need to drill out this hole, those two, and then on this side I need to drill through those just so that it can get that little material box out that I had cut off. Had already cut it out. And I figured once I finish this thing, if anything's off, I'll either make a new receiver, or I'll just basically, because like that, you can see that that's clearly very off. But when you actually look at it all the way compressed, everything's pretty lined up. Like, not the peg wises, but like everything lines up pretty nice. It's all still flat. So that would had to be a mistake within the actual rear trunnion itself. But yeah, those two sticks should be way more than enough to hold this in every recoil stroke. But I'm still gonna do two more just because why not? And plus, I drilled the holes already, so I might as well go for it. I'll also be making a stock here soon. That might be what I make next after I finish the carrier, or as I'm making the carrier, I might start with the stock. So I don't know. Yeah, I cut out this side of the box, this one, these, and then the actual piece in the front so you can see through it. So what I'm also gonna do is go through a thing of springs and check. Let me get them real quick. Certain springs I have might be able to fit in there for it, and I have more than enough springs to check through. So out of all the springs that I have, I could potentially have the perfect one or something a little bit more to be desired. I don't know. So I got a thing in here full of springs, and obviously rounds, but I have different kind of springs that just might fit into here. Over this one, obviously, since it can go through here, wouldn't be going in there because it wouldn't work unless I made a custom button, which I might actually do. So on one side, like untwist or something like that. Yeah, I might do it like that just because simplicity. Or I can put this bigger spring on there, which won't work. None of these springs I don't think are all big enough to work. Yeah, none of them will work. But if I have 4 of these, because they come out of like the little suspensions on the toy cars, I'm pretty sure if I put 2 of them together and their skulls hard enough onto each other, they should be enough. They should be able to hold enough to have a pretty good pressure and be locked on stock enough. I don't know. I'll start working on that mechanism tonight, literally, here after this video. And then this is what I'm gonna trim down to be my actual gas piston, because that's gonna go sit in here. Surprisingly, that line matches up with how much space I have in here, so I don't have any room to play with either. And I didn't intentionally make it like that. I just was like, I cut one side off, which was this side, because that's the raggedy side, and I cut it off thinking, okay, so that part I won't have to worry about too much because that was the very front and this was the back. I was just saying, leaving enough space for me to cut off and still have the piston pretty short, so I should be able to keep it relatively short. That's about 2 in, so if I put that there, yeah, I can have that piston all the way short from basically the edge of the paper to the end of this. I can have it that short if I cut it off at a certain spot. But yeah, right now it's like that, which is too long. But where this would actually sit at inside the gun would be around there. So if y'all look up there, it sit relatively somewhere around that point. High enough for the spring and everything to interact, but low enough for everything else. And it's still long without being too long. And if it is too long, I'll just trim from the back, because I don't really care how much spring tension I use, because then again, I've already told y'all I'm using a pulled 22. If you want to get a good focus on that, a pulled 22 and 22 powder 3D printed casings, because I can't find any casings. So yeah. Another thing is, so you grab it, the back of that piston piece. The way that I can show y'all how it look a little bit more is by grabbing a paper template that I already made earlier and basically match it up to show y'all basically what some of the carrier will look like when it's done. It looks sort of kind of like that. It of course had to have the cut at the back, but so far that's all I have, and that will sit somewhere right there and travel all the way to about here. Yeah, that's, I think I made it absolutely perfect. I don't think I should have to trim anything, but it should sit a little bit in front of the center support. And yep, and it should have the ting coming off the back, so that if the hammer is set free too early, it can't strike and set off the gun while it's not in battery. But yeah, that's all for today. And yeah, this is just a piece of paper that I'll cut to be a certain way. But yeah, it's basically made to cut to be let me grab the trunnion things. It's cut out to fit the shape of my two trunnion panels. These, I thought they were really small, but like looking at actual AKs and stuff, this is actually, well, from what I can tell at least, because I don't have an actual AK to take measurements off of, these are the closest I can get to the right dimensions. But yeah, basically for this side of the bolt, that matches up with that, and that sits at the front. I gotta cut that down more so that this can slide all the way back. But yeah, in general, that's gonna press up against that. And then since this side has no cutout at all, or at least, yeah, it's cut out, so it's like that, which this is just this, but instead of cut off right there, it's straight down and no rails, no rail places, I believe. Well, yeah, sort of, kind of takes up a little bit of the rail space. But yeah, it's the same thing, just on one side. It's not, it is just doesn't take rails, basically. I don't know, but yeah, this matches up with it, because that's where the trunnion lines up and completely stops at. And I can test that by doing this, putting this where it needs to go, obviously. And then once I put that where it needs to go, I can take this and move it to where it needs to go, which would be to wherever it stops at, where it's supposed to stop at, which would be right there, which means that would sit up here, which would probably be way too far up for this. So obviously I need to remake this actual template and make it longer. But yeah, that's nothing. It's only one sheet of paper, just cut down to the dimensions I wanted. I can just add and take away space as I go if I want to. So yeah, that's all I got for today. I don't know why this video had to be 9 minutes. Probably because I'm walking around and unprepared to grab stuff and everything, don't know where everything is. I just kind of sit down and start making a video and then go as I go. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to. Have a good day. Bye.